It's time to raid those bases and gather that lumber because guess what? The fortification is officially here. So are you guys ready for this? Because I know I am. Today I'm going to take you guys through some of the things you can do to get prepared for your fortification event. So let's get this video started. Alright, when it comes to your storage hut, this is going to be a very important piece of this event. Now within your storage hut, you can actually boost your lumber production and help boost how much you can protect when someone attacks you. So if your stuff is building, you're not going to be able to add that boost. However, you can add the boost and then start building. Now, another thing I want to point out is the event does start by a certain time frame, and you kind of get an idea of when that is. So like right here, I could go ahead and quickly use some timers and speed it up, but I wouldn't be building anything, so I'm just going to let it be. And then just before the event begins, when I think it will begin, I'll go through, speed that up really quickly, and add my lumber boost. So this is a big key. Now, you're going to find yourself in a situation where you can't upgrade things on your island during a fortification if you're not keeping up with your storage hut. So this should be one of the last items that you upgrade at the end of your event. And it should also be an item that you are upgrading between events, the fortification events, regularly. I know there are players that are above me that have less lumber and food storages. So if you are getting up there in level and you haven't been upgrading this, you're going to find yourself at a standstill when it comes to upgrading towers and feeding your dragons. So be sure to keep up with this and be very diligent on upgrading your storage hut. Okay, so let's go ahead and hop back here to the other thing I have building, which is my castle. Now, right now, the castle has 12 days before it finishes, and I really don't see the necessity in me speeding that up for this event. Number one, I want to utilize my timers to best give me points, so I'm going to let that continue to build, and the reason I'm upgrading it is because of the breeding event coming up in a few weeks. Now remember, if you're preparing for a breeding event and you keep finding yourself not having dragons, it's probably because you need to upgrade that castle. Now, if you're at a standstill on upgrading anything on your little islands, or you're trying to slow down on your growth of level, this is a great place to build, not only your castle, but anything on your main island. So that's what I suggest during this event if that is what you're avoiding, because they do take high amounts of lumber. They do take some of them take pretty high amounts of speed ups, but it's not like with your defense towers. So that is a great option for you. I know that some people are like, wait a minute, why wouldn't you want to grow? But once you get to a certain level, it goes quick. Now, hopefully, because of my videos before, you guys know how important it is to be forging your timers. 12-hour timers are particularly the best thing to forge. They're more worth the other things than in time. If you do the math, it's actually faster to, forge a 12-hour item than it is to forge a 3-hour item. Because if you multiply 3 times 4 and you do that by math, then you'll find out that the 12-hour speed up is completely worth the wait. So be sure to be in there forge in between. Do not miss out on this opportunity. So this is something everyone should be doing regularly to prepare for the fortification. Okay, so when it comes to my favorite item to build during the fortification, it would definitely have to be the dragon training den. Now the reason is because it is fast. I mean, you can upgrade this thing between 2 and 3 seconds. So you're talking no time at all, no speed ups, but yet you're getting to spend some lumber in there. So that is one of the things I suggest. If you can upgrade this between the fortifications, don't do that unless it's to help you in another event. And even then, I personally hold back. I never upgrade my den outside of the fortification. Now, one of the biggest mistakes I see is people forget about their builder's hut. This is super important to remember. So I'm one of those that right after the breeding event, I check this immediately and I look and see if I now have the eggs to upgrade my builder's hut. And that is the first thing I do. Now, the reason is because you're going to find yourself at stopping points on all of the things you build amongst your little islands. So keep up with that regularly so you can actually build higher and higher level defense towers. Thing we can go over when it comes to the builder's hut is depending if you have a lead or not, you can only build so many buildings at once. Like for example, with myself, I can only build 2 items at a time. Now, if you find yourself going to upgrade something and it says, sorry, you don't have enough time because you're an elite account, you're going to have to go check and see if your elite account needs to be upgraded. If you can't upgrade it right now, I would choose something that falls within that time frame. So let's say you only have 15 days left on your elite account and you're trying to upgrade something that takes, let's say, 20 days. Then you need to find something that's less amount of days in order to upgrade a second item. Now, do not forget about your farms, particularly your lumber mills. Yes, your farms take lumber, but your lumber mills, however, if you click upgrade, you're going to see they take food. Now, during the fortification, upgrading with food will get you points, and food is very easy to come by. So do not upgrade these between the fortifications. This is something that will be easy for you to grab and make points on. Yes, it's the same as lumber. You're not going to make any extra special points from them. But again, food is a lot easier to get. You can ask your teammates for food pretty easily, and you will be able to find many players who have plenty of extra that you can take. Now, one of the things I like to suggest is you always upgrade the front of your line, your strongest island during this event, because that's what's going to get your base stronger, not necessarily get you lots of points, but it is going to make a difference. Now, if you can't upgrade this, like for example, right now I don't even hold enough lumber to upgrade these yet. I'm still working on that. Then of course you can work on something else. Now, I suggest you work those first, your strong point of your island very first, but I'll show you in my case what my plan is because I cannot. So because I can't do those, I am going to actually come back here to my other island, and I have things like this ice flak here that is only, I think, a level 24. So whenever I upgrade this guy, it's going to help me bring it up to similar levels. So no, it's a level 28. So in this case, I'm not only going to be trying to bring him up to the same level as my earlier island, but I'm also going to get some great points. Now at the same time, I also have this, in the front as well on this long island where these ice turrets can go up. So I will also be working those a little bit during this event. Okay, so do not go into this event blindly. You can go over to wardragons.info. That's where I show you the calendar is the best place to check out a calendar. But in there, under their menu, you're going to find an area called guides. If you click guides and click bases, you can actually go down to building statistics. And this is going to take you into an area where you're going to be able to check out the statistics of each building so that you'll know how much lumber or whatever you might need, or even speed ups that you might need in order to build something during your event. Now, I know this is loading up slowly, but once we get there, I'll show you. Okay, so down here, I'm going to go ahead and click lumber mill, and I want to take you down and show you what it basically specifies. So for example, you could scroll down and you're going to see level 20s, 25s, and it's going to show you everything you need to know about that particular item. So definitely use that and kind of get some information before you start building. Another great link in here is going to be your base advisor link. You can kind of get some information on Adored's blog, and you can actually go to the base builder and kind of get an idea of how strong your base is. Now, this is a pretty cool app. I'm having trouble getting it to work for me today, but you can go through and you can add specific things and look at, a design that you may want to try for your base. So this is one amazing tool for anybody looking to kind of plan out how their base should be. Because I'm telling you guys, you should not, build for points. You need to be building for your strength of your islands, not for points. That is the biggest mistake low levels play or make whenever they play this game. And the only reason I know that is because I once myself was a low level and I wanted so badly to have one of those strong dragons. So I do everything in my power to get these big amounts of points. But trust me, it is worth the wait. Okay, so if you didn't see my Talk Dragon Tuesdays video yesterday, check it out. But Adored was my featured person. He actually is known for his base audits that he does free for War Dragon community members. Now, he has had an influx on requests since this video, so if you do send him a request, just please be patient. He is taking care of many at a time, and it does take time to get these done. But if you need to know something or need a tip or for someone to look over your base before this fortification or during the fortification a little faster, you're welcome to send it my way, and I will give you a little bit of my personal advice on your base. If you're above my level, I'm probably not going to be able to help you out too much unless you've really got a mess on your hands. But I can kind of give you a little bit of my tips as to what I've done to make my base stronger. Now, again, I made mistakes in the beginning, so I have been diligently working to reverse those. So if you're low level and you want a base audit, this is the perfect time. I mean, anybody under a level 60, not necessarily is low level, but they basically have time to reverse mistakes before it's too late. Okay, so with that being said, that's the end of today's video. Again, make sure you check out Adored because he has some stuff on his blog site and some tips on his social media accounts as well. So I want to add also, I'd love to see how everybody is doing in this event, so be sure to comment, share some screenshots of your points, and even if you have questions, feel free to put those down there as well. I really love helping everybody out and doing these videos, and the feedback I get from everyone just completely excites me and makes me so happy. So when you do that, trust me, it's not annoying. I love it, and I really like to see how everybody's doing and the points that they're making. So be sure to comment and share below. Now, also, don't forget, if you like today's video, be sure to give me a thumbs up because those thumbs up not only make my day brighter, but it actually helps with the ranking of my videos. And then if you don't mind, you can even share my video with a fellow friend or those on your team so that they can have a better understanding, especially for low-level players, because that is the whole intent behind my videos, is to make it where your low-level players on your team can be more successful, in turn making your team more successful. Alright guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that little bell for notifications. And we'll see you guys soon. Happy hunting!